All right, guys. So before I even get into the story, I kind of want to preface this by saying I have a problem where I'm always offering to help even when I shouldn't. I can't help myself sometimes. I'll be like, even like in work meetings, I will sit there and offer to do everything in the world that they need. And sometimes then I overwhelm myself or I get myself in a position that I'm like, how did I even get here? And it's like, oh, I stuck my nose where it didn't belong. So going into New Year's, we didn't have really plans. We don't go out like we do, but now with a baby, that's harder. So, before baby, we still went out even though I didn't drink. But now, with New Year's, we're new parents, we're tired. we're just gonna sleep. So we had no plans. And a friend of mine texted me asking me if I would work at this bar that she worked at. And I was like, who am I working with? All those kind of, important questions you want to know because New Year's, it's like the busiest night of the year at the bars. So, but I know it's gonna be good money. So I'm kind of like, okay, I talked to my boyfriend about it. We were okay with it. And she's like, I'm sorry, but you're going to be by yourself working. And I'm just like, oh, but I'm like, you know what? It'll be over. I'll get through it. I'll power through it. And I'll walk out of there with some good money. It'll be fine. So yeah, everyone gets their surprise party. Everyone's having a good time. And everything was going fine. And then midnight hit, the ball dropped, and then all of a sudden I kind of started noticing like the group dynamic changed a little bit. Because there was only supposed to be maybe like 40 something people there, and there was definitely way more than that. There's people trickling in from like the downstairs area that are like wandering into this. They don't know it's a private party. They're just like, oh, what's going on up here? Hey, and then that kind of stuff. So there's the group's just getting bigger and bigger, and it's starting to get a little more hostile. And it was a little, I'm like, okay, and also like I didn't have any kind of security. There was no bar back really. I got lucky because the kitchen guy, he pretty much just stayed. He's just supposed to be doing like cooking and stuff, but he ended up, grabbing me ice because otherwise I would have to have left like the bar unattended multiple times to go get ice or restock on things. So thankfully he stayed. But there was a couple of times when he wasn't up there that it was like there was like a couple fights broke out between two people, and like, it was like two guys, and then they get intertwined, and the next thing like everyone's breaking it up and it's fine. And then so at one point this girl starts screaming at this guy, and that's when I kind of was like, no one was doing anything about it. I'm like, listen, like I kind of walked from behind the bar, and I was like, what's going on? Like, because I'll call the cops, I'll kick somebody out, like this needs to stop, like y'all need to calm down. And then they were like, they figured it out. They're like, no, we're fine. We're sorry. It's like, cool. And the kitchen guy told me a little bit later on after that someone had like kicked down one of the doors in the stalls. Like they're destroying the property at this point. And I'm just getting I'm like, okay, like it's like 1 o'clock roughly at this point. I'm like, we got like an hour left of this. We can get through this. And all of a sudden this girl starts kind of freaking out. And this girl, I'm so sorry, she is just like the epitome of what I just hated when I would go to bars. Like I just hated this, not like her particularly because I didn't know her, but I would see girls like her out of the bars, like the ones that just want to fight. And I'm sorry if you're that girl. I'm sorry, I just can't stand you. It's like, what are you trying to prove? I don't get it. Why do you want to resort to violence? Like we're just all trying to have a good time and have fun. So it's this girl. She turns into Billy Badass, and she's just wanting to fight men, women, everyone. She doesn't care who you are, she wants to fight you. Her boyfriend's trying to calm her down, and you know how that goes. Anytime a man tries to calm a woman down, it's just like throwing water on a cat. Like it's not going well. And she just gets even more angry. And this bar in this upstairs area had these beautiful like barn door window shutters that kind of like closed in. And at one point she just starts freaking out. I don't know what happened at all, because like I'm trying to work as this is all going on, and she just starts freaking out, and he tries to calm her down. That's obviously not working. She starts going crazy, like wailing her arms like she's gonna punch somebody, and just tries to attack some other girl, and he kind of pushes her up against this window, and it literally looks like he's like trying to beat the crap out of her, but he's just really just kind of contain her insanity. Whatever was going on, he was just trying to contain her insanity because she was being crazy. Had he let her go, I think she probably would have attacked one of the two people that were near her. So unfortunately for our poor kitchen guy in this story, he did not see all that happen. So he didn't see, you know, the guy trying to calm her down. He just walked in just at the right time of he sees the girl essentially looks like she's getting beat up in the corner. So he tries to step in. He's like, you and a man, you gotta like leave this girl alone. Like, why are you being like this? And the guy's just kind of, he had been drinking a lot. So he also didn't really make the right decision. He turned around and swung on our poor kitchen guy because I think the guy just wasn't really expecting him to like hit him or anything, but he went around and just like swung and they just both like tumble. Like I just see them tumble across the floor and I'm like, oh my God. And I just see my poor kitchen guy go down after he's just been staying to help me and I felt so terrible. So I think we're responsible for this happening to him because he was there because of me. I didn't ask him to, but you know, if I hadn't been probably struggling with ice and stuff, he probably would have went home and wouldn't have had to deal with any of this. And so yeah, again, this goes back to where I just need to, you know, mind my own business sometimes, because I should have yelled at the other guys that were there, like, hey, can you like break this up? And instead I thought I would be also Billy Badass and get out from behind my bar and try to, at least I'm pretty sure, I think I was, now that I remember, I'm like, I think I was, either way, I tried to intervene and try to break it up. I was like, you know, in my mind, I think I kicked the guy. I didn't mean to. I think if what I was trying to do was trying to like get his attention, like kind of like nudge him with my foot, because I was not going to bend down there because they're all, you know, going crazy. I think I was trying to nudge him, but I think I kicked him. I'm going to be honest. I think I kicked him. And I forgot about our crazy bitch. So I kick him. I'm screaming at them to like, you know, break it up. And I look up just in time to see a fist coming right from my face. And I'm like, yep, I fucked up. I messed up. I messed this up bad. And so she hits me. I hit her back. We just, because when she went to hit me, so our guys are kind of like fighting right here. I'm right here, you know, and she's on the other side. So when she comes to hit me, I go to kind of like hit her back to defend myself at this point. We both tumble down on top of the guy. So we're in this like, everything just goes black at this point because it's just, we're in just a tumble of bodies and limbs. I don't even know what happened at that point. But anyways, so the next thing I know, I'm getting pulled out by one of the bystanders because at this point they're like, oh God. And they didn't realize this was me involved at this point because, you know, I've been their bartender all night and I'm a very personal person. So, you know, pouring them nice drinks and they're like, oh God, it's the bartender. They're like, oh no. And they're like, oh my God, you're okay. And then like, as soon as I stood, like lifted my head up, I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And like I'm pissed, but I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. But blood is like profusely like coming from my nose. I've never been punched in the face. I don't think I've ever really been in a fight before. Like I'm not a fighter. I'm like, let's peacefully resolve this. You know, like, you know, when I did drink, I was more of a harm to myself, and I might say something mean to you, but I was never like, don't think I would ever really get physical. I was never a fighter. So this is my first like bar brawl. I'm like, what am I doing? And they're pulling me out. I got scrapes on my hands. My hands are all cut up from God knows what. I don't know if I hit somebody, scratched something. I don't know. And I got the blood. There's blood all over me. And they pull me up. They put me behind the bar. And they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "I want you all out of here. I just want you all to leave. Just leave. That's all I want right now." I felt really bad because like these people pay good money for this party, and but I was like, yeah, I'm done. You're done. Like we're done. This is over. I'm out. Like this is an hour into 2020. I just got punched in the face. Granted, probably my fault because I shouldn't have gotten involved. But I found out later on this girl's name was Fancy. So think about that. An hour into 2020 and I got punched in the face by a girl named Fancy. All right, well, thank you guys for listening to my crazy story about getting punched in the face. Have a great night, guys.